And everybody, welcome back to another amazing episode of the Careful Boys.
Very careful. Very careful.
Not today, bitch.
What? Oh no!
That should be a.
Whoa! Ryan's off the handle.
Wow.
We always do the same.
Ryan gone wild,
Holy
dude.
shit!
That went skirt. Yeah. That's like a DJ drop.
Ryan's off kilter.
We're gonna start with Ryan on this OTR prompt, okay? Yeah, Mr. Careful. So what we would like to discuss today is your main source of confidence.
My main source of
Guns.
That's a real one. We gotta break it down.
Fucking big guns.
Stay strapped to get clapped, boy.
Stay strapped and get clapped.
Car, don't you?
You never heard that before?
Kick some brass.
I think you got that sticker on your car.
I know, right?
Yeah, rob this car. There's a gun in it.
Shove a rifle down your throat. You never heard that before?
That's a saying. People say that.
My main source of confidence, I think, just like getting older and realizing how much shit doesn't matter. Like most things that you don't like, you care about a lot in your early 20s.
That's so
you
true.
Realize that like as much effort as you put into those things early on, they end up not mattering. Or looking back at people that are at that age, seeing them try so hard to like, you know, be so confident in certain areas, and then just realizing that it's all bullshit. That's like, I'm like, I feel really good now.
What's one of those instances where you're like, man, that was all bullshit?
I think trying to impress certain people, like just trying to impress certain people that you realize later on in life don't really have that much weight over your life.
Yeah, what's his or her name?
Like wanting validation from someone?
Yeah. I definitely had a lot of that in high school and stuff like that, like authority figures and stuff that I was like, oh, like if I do well in class or if I, you know, contribute to a conversation in a meaningful way, like getting their validation or whatever.
And they're probably
like,
thinking about, I can't wait to go home to jack off or something.
I don't know about
I'm
that.
gonna beat it.
All these high schoolers fucking get me too hot and bothered, bro.
I like to think that most of my high school teachers were not pedophiles, but you know.
Most of them were.
Okay.
Statistically.
Yeah, statistically, yes.
They were groomers. That's the word you gotta use now.
Do you guys remember, like, in high school, like, if you had a fucked up haircut, you just refused to go to school the next day?
No.
Because you just thought that you would be so ridiculed by everyone.
Everyone's looking at you, bro.
Oh, fuck, I can't.
Everyone
I
sees
can't.
you.
They're gonna fucking roast me so hard.
I remember doing my hair for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Like I would do it, it didn't turn out right. Fuck, and then the gel starts drying. Oh, I'll go take another shower. Shower, come back out, do it again. I'm like, oh, it's fucking drying on me again. Fuck. I can't go fucking gangbang looking like this.
Did you walk to school or like what? Did you not like?
I don't even know it's probably
He
going
had to look good when he's asking someone where they're from.
It is honestly the most vain time of your life because you think everyone's looking at you and nobody gives a fuck.
Well, it's also a
They all
time in your
think
life
you
where
suck.
people are scrutinizing you, though, like outwardly. You know what I mean? I remember, like, my parents have a dry cleaner, so they have fucking like professional pressing machines. And my mom fucking took my jeans and she pressed them.
That's tight. Like a cholo? She creased your
Creased down the front like a suit pant.
shit.
And I remember being like, Mom, like,
gonna think I have
money. You can't crease a fucking jean.
A cholo out there is looking at you like, you ungrateful fuck.
Yeah.
Because they're like, dude, I wanted all my Dickies and jeans all creased.
Dude, it was embarrassing.
And starched.
But for no reason. But yes, that is a very, very valid and great point. I want to give you a pop on
But
that.
I don't think that it's a thing that you can like learn. You just like have to like experience enough of it, and eventually you're just like, I don't care, you know? Yeah.
And some people don't ever get over it. Like,
Yeah,
they're
that's
still
true.
self-conscious and, you know.
Bless you. All right. Anybody else? Main source of confidence?
I would say confidence will morph, or how you get that confidence will morph over the years, because I think as you're developing, your identity is always like picking general like things about you and thinking that's who you are. So for example, I'm an Asian male, right? So that becomes who I am. I'm a high schooler, or like I'm a college student, and then it might expand into a skill, like I'm a skater and then I'm good at skating, or like I'm a comedian, I'm funny, and I'm good at being funny, right? And then like I think at least for guys, maybe it's like an external thing that you collect and you get good at all these things. And then people are like, oh yeah, I like hanging out with this, or I like picking this guy on my team because he's good at playing this. And then that becomes your identity. And then when you start sucking at it, or someone's better than you at that skill, then it starts lowering your confidence. And then you mature even more and realize none of that fucking shit matters.
100%. Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
it's just, do you like yourself as a human being?
Yeah.
What's something that you tied to that? Like, what was your thing that you feel like you tie, or like the most consistent thing that you tied your self-worth to?
I think it was skill based. It was mainly
Which skill though specifically?
comedy and being funny, because I made it a career as well. So then there was so much tied to that, right? So like me being successful on YouTube, me being called funny, or like seeing people laugh from what I do. And so it's been a thing of mine that I can always go back to and know that I could make somebody like laugh. But then eventually, like, not everyone has the same taste, right? Because you know when you get really, really deep into an art form or whatever, like you get so into it that it's like this weird snobby phase.
Oh,
And then-
bro, yes.
Right?
Yes.
And then you think everyone else is stupid for having different tastes, which is like ridiculous.
It's a young thing to do.
Yeah. But everyone has different like likes and dislikes, right? But then you want everyone to like you, and if they don't like you, you feel like they're dumb and everyone else is dumb, and they just don't get it because they're not as good as you. And I think that's kind of
But that's the insecure part.
that's the insecure part.
You don't really think that they're not as good as you. You're just trying to project that outwardly because you're soft and you need the porcupines to protect your little soft body.
Yeah, it's like all the fucking film students that think they're Spielberg, right? And then they're like critiquing all these masters as if they're on the same playing field.
And they're all saying the same shit. Like, in American Beauty, in the beginning, the bag in the wind. Like, yeah, bro.
It's the most beautiful
Everyone
thing I've ever
motherfucking
seen.
knows that part, dude. They all know the meaning behind that part, dude. You're not fucking seeing something nobody else is seeing, you stupid dumb motherfucker. Like, shit's funny though. But it is a formative time though to do that, to porcupine.
Yeah.
Right? We all do that.
Don't we all do that still?
No, we're over it.
Oh, we're over it?
Now we're better and we're
out of it.
Super mature and comfortable
We're
with
in the
ourselves.
ivory tower looking down and pointing.
Yeah.
I think it helps though to get so beaten down, because confidence also has a mix of ego and thinking that you can actually do something a little bit better than everybody else, right? And then that's why you're just like, oh, I believe in myself. But then also when you identify with that thing so fucking hard that it kind of like, you can't tell the difference between you as a character that's a player in this game of art and you just as a human being. When you mesh those two things together and that becomes your identity, and then you start sucking at it, or maybe you're not winning all the time, or maybe you're number 3, and then you're just beating yourself up like you're not good enough and you're not worthy of just existing anymore. I don't know if that's something that people.
I think I actually relate super hard to that because I think my confidence came from having like a really awkward and unrelatable childhood. So like my parents got divorced when I was 6, right? And then so for my mom to afford the mortgage, I slept in the same bed as my mom all until I was like 13. So that's fucking weird. All the homies come over like, what the fuck? And then, so we have roommates, random strangers in our house. That's how we ran out the other 3 rooms.
We're gonna remember this for later, but
Yeah, we're gonna
Yeah, roast that.
the context
Yes.
is very nice
Yes.
indeed, but I just
Can't
want to
wait.
remember.
No, I can't wait.
13 was the information. Sleeping,
I'm in.
Sleeping
I
in
got
his
it.
mom's bed
I
until
got it.
13. We're not gonna say anything now, though.
But we'll compliment him right now. So we'll be,
Yeah.
hey, at least your mom had big tits.
Totally.
It's called braggable.
And then,
We're all friends here.
And then, so I've told the story before too, where like I was at a Boy Scout meeting, right, where there's like, it's like a big like ceremony where people are getting like promoted or whatever, and then all the adults are sitting on the chairs in front of us, all the kids are sitting cross-legged behind, and my mom just fucking tilts one of her ass cheeks up and just goes, bang! And I'm like, motherfucker.
At the court of honor.
Yeah, so that's like my whole childhood. So I think my whole childhood was just so fucked up. Nothing made sense.
That was Bart's whole childhood.
I mean, it was just-
His mom's part.
No, it just summed up in a weird way that I think understanding that you could bounce back, like me spending spring breaks at that Hacienda Heights temple over there, like living in a monastery for like during 3rd grade and 4th grade, it's just fucking weird. So like I think just understanding that my life isn't normal, but then also it doesn't really, you could always come back from it.
Doesn't mean anything.
It doesn't really mean anything.
Yeah,
No matter
yeah.
how
I get what you
fucked
mean.
up your life is, it's in your own mind because everyone else is living their own life, and that helped me understand like, oh shit, then you could literally do whatever you want, and it doesn't even matter what the circumstances are.
Very true. To piggyback off of that, I think for me, my confidence comes from this weird, eerie thing that I have, which I feel like I've known my whole life.
Huge penis.
Huge cock.
As a 4-year-old, it was just fucking throbbing.
It's a fatty, right?
That's what they call them.
My mom would try to help me wash it, couldn't get her hand all the way around it.
Hey, at least you have big tits, am I right?
My mom has little tits.
Why would you bring that up, Anthony?
She's actually the chairman of the Itty Bitty Titty Committee. Not the story that we're on right now. No. My mom has breast cancer, actually, asshole.
Okay,
So she has one big tip.
you're making it too real. You're making it too real.
That's what I did about my uncle, by the way, who had AIDS. He died, and I was like,
Making it too real.
my uncle had AIDS. Every time somebody did an AIDS joke in the comedy room, I was like, my uncle died of AIDS.
Did anyone go in on it afterwards?
No, they would all like they would all get weird, and I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm just fucking around. I'm sorry.
I'm just fucking
Giving him a gift.
I know, but no. Honestly, this
I
is
feel
weird.
a little bit bad.
It's this weird spirit. I'm fucking around, dude. I don't give a shit. No, it's this weird thing that I have where I really do feel like I'm not better than anybody. But it goes reverse too. I don't think anyone's better than me.
Yeah.
So it's like I could look around and everyone goes, that person's the special person, that person's special, all this stuff, and I don't see them that way. I just see them as the same as me. And this like weird like Zen fucking. Every time I read about Buddhism, I'm like, oh, that's pretty much exactly how I feel. Like I don't see anyone go, oh yeah, you are a special. You know,
yeah,
with the glow.
Putting
and-
somebody on a pedestal.
Fuck no, I don't.
Yeah,
Yeah, for me, it's like no, we're all the same. I'm not better than anybody ever. I don't think anyone else is better than anybody ever, and that's why I think anyone can win. I really do think that.
So you're saying your penis, my penis, same level.
Same exact length and girth.
Girth?
Congrats, Anthony.
It's about.
I didn't even know.
It's about how
I
you
didn't
use
even
it.
know.
Great news.
Ratio-wise,
Ratio.
it's by
a
height,
percentage.
by weight, by.
Exactly. No, but and that honestly, like I just have this like weird sense of like.
Since you were a kid, you had this
Since I was a
feeling?
kid, yeah, it's just weird. It's a weird thing where it's like I really do think that anyone can do anything that they want to if they choose.
You used to think like that when you were a kid? Because I feel
Yeah.
like I didn't start thinking this way until like a couple years ago, where I started to realize that like, oh yeah, nobody's necessarily special in a lot of ways. Like I used to hold so many different people that are more successful or whatever the case may be on a pedestal just because like, oh, they have special talents or they have special.
I remember
X,
in
Y, and
first
Z.
grade, you know, for the first like one of the main Halloweens, this kid, he came to school with a fucking electric guitar around his fucking shoulder. I'm like, this guy fucking won in life.
Yeah.
I'm like,
This guy, he has it all.
I don't even know where to buy an electric guitar. This guy's a fucking rock star and he's 6 years old.
There's nowhere to plug in. Dude.
Yeah.
I'm like,
There's no amp,
fuck, man.
I'm better than that guy.
Everyone else equal, but that guy,
Yeah.
I'm better than.
Come on. No, but there is no. Yeah, I think for me, I mean, obviously you're a human. You fall into the trap. So like, yeah, sometimes you catch yourself maybe thinking somebody is a special thing, but there's always like this mean that I go back to, like this like base level that I go back to where I'm like, oh no, I remember now, because the closer I've been to successful people, the more I realize nobody knows what the fuck they're doing.
Yeah.
And you just see that universally playing out with people. Like the more I know people, it's fascinating.
But you don't feel like there was ever a point where you didn't have that? Because I didn't realize that until later. I was like, oh, these people are just super self-motivated. Later on in life, I was like, oh, these people are on Adderall. Like,
Yeah.
like, you know, stuff like that where you're just like, oh, I thought these people were just like better than me, but he's like, oh no, they're on drugs. Everyone's on just fucking like something
No, I
else.
think I just had this eerie sense. Like I said, it's like this weird thing. I feel very connected to my spiritual self, and I've always just felt this like weird peace about it, where it's like, and like honestly too, the ladder that we all climb in life, there's so much vanity in it. Like it's so much for like what people think of me and all the bullshit that we all do. But so to me, it's all funny. Like I can see all the funny in it. And I love that part. That's my favorite part about being a human being is just getting to look at human beings and like our existence is silly. But the vanity stuff that we all fall trapped to, we all do. Yeah, I never care. Like I was telling you guys, like a bunch of my whale buddies in crypto, they were buying like crazy watches, like $100,000, $150,000 watches and shit. And I bought this Casio G-Shock just as a fuck you, because it's like, well, you guys are silly. This is just as shiny as your stupid watch, and this has more utility than your stupid watch.
I'm gonna get you a nice watch.
Yeah, it's a $230 watch.
A nice watch. And you're gonna be angry about it.
I'll be pissed.
You're gonna be serious. You're God, can't. No, I like this
This
fucking
is one
thing.
of my quartz.
Yeah, fuck.
Crazy. But that's what I mean. I don't actually care about that stuff. It's just I just find it funny, if anything. So,
I think when you're when you're not like living kind of cookie cutter, right? Or like when you're not in this mold of being embarrassed like everybody else about the same things. Like for example, like let's say most people will look and dress decent before they go somewhere like the mall, where most of us probably, maybe outside of you two guys, would go in there looking like shit. Right? Like
exactly.
Right, but then most people, I would say, would have that in their head to go, "Oh, I'm, time and place, I should dress a certain way for this occasion." Where like I'd be completely blind to that. So I have my own set of values and things though that I do get embarrassed about that other people won't. And that's what I realized, because a lot, like for most of my life, people will be like, "Oh man, dude, I wish I could not give a fuck like you." Like I hear it all the time. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I give a fuck about so many things. Yeah. Just not the things that
You care about.
society does.
Yeah.
So then, like the things that most people will value, like things that make you a decent human being, like keeping things clean, like your car and your clothes and things like of a certain standard, right? Because you don't want to be judged or whatever it is. It's normal. But for me, if I'm on a like task or something, like my mind is so zero focused in on that, I might not fucking, brush or shower or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, that's all I obsess about. And I think that's also why I was able to achieve certain things without worrying about the outcomes, because I'm so obsessed about it that it's not even something I consider that I can be looked upon or judged. Like, oh, someone's gonna talk about you if you do this, or like if you pursue this, or if you try to do YouTube. What about people that are like gonna ridicule you? I'm like, they're not sucking my dick. Like, I'm not benefiting from, them. Like, yeah. Like, I'm doing this to get my dick sucked. You know what I mean? Like, but that's kind of something that I've realized recently, is that, oh, when I want something, then I just want it so bad that anything else that might worry me around it doesn't exist. So it's kind of like this stupid, impulsive obsession towards something.
But this is why we're all friends, I think, honestly, like for a long time, because like I think we have that same thing where it's like,
You slept in your mom's bed too?
I slept in my mom, and she has big titties.
Dude, she has cancer, man. Stop fucking around.
Sorry.
Sorry, dude.
No, but there is something to like, there's like this weird like understanding that I think we all have of like, it's like no matter what we all do, we can make fun of that thing that we do or that we're known for instantly, like quickly, because it's all silly.
Not that serious.
It's not that serious, exactly. It's just it's really just silly mode. Like why does everyone take so many things so seriously?
That's true. Like he's really into golf right now, right?
Yeah.
Rag on him.
We're gonna destroy him
with golf. But I'm also gonna get into golf too.
Which is why you rag on me for dance, which is like I'm really into as well for a long time. My whole career has been defined by it.
Yeah,
But it's still silly.
It is.
It's very silly.
But golf is just too easy, I think.
You know what's silly? And I know some of us will relate to this. Maybe because we're in like entertainment and stuff like that, right? When we think about the basic prompt of like what gives you confidence, to be vulnerable, I have to admit, like fucking people online sometimes give me confidence, which is both a double-edged sword, right?
Yeah, the validation, but they also
absolutely. You put out, especially
playing a dangerous game, Anthony Lee.
I know. But like I fucking do things like dance videos, like where you're really expressing a very, very sensitive and vulnerable internal element of your expressive side, right? Yeah. You put it out there. And then the irony is like when you do stuff like for the views, when you do stuff for certain things, oftentimes like the shallowness that you put out is the shallowness that you receive, good or bad, right? And then there's also times where it's like you put out something that means fucking a shitload to you, you're not looking for anything else, and that's the thing that resonates most with people, right? So there's that time, there's that validation, there's that moment, especially in the type of career that I've been a part of, I guess, however unique or not unique that is, where it's like you get confidence from people for doing what you do, but then the double-edged sword is that there are also times where, especially as a creator, as an artist, you're fucking insecure. You're very hypersensitive. Just as sensitive as you are to receiving validation, you're overly critical in receiving criticism, right? If somebody's just not into it, it's not easy to brush off, because if you put weight in the value of the things that people said were good, then you also are capable of putting weight in the things that are like not
huge
so
mistake.
good. And that's such a conflict, and that's a tough thing to do, because how do you do that? You know, how do you only take the good and not take the bad consistently without finding yourself in the middle?
Take the good from your inner circle.
Yeah.
In my
That's
opinion,
the biggest thing.
and the bad.
So I remember in like 2000, maybe like 14, 15 or something like that. I remember being in just a funk, just like not far enough where I would myself call it like depression, but just a funk. Nothing like made sense, nothing hit, music didn't hit the right way, the food didn't taste as great, whatever the fuck you want to call it, right?
That's depression, man.
I know what you're talking about. But I remember, again, just off the prompt of confidence, I remember the only thing that got me out of that sunken spot was I had to rationalize, because I think I'm also a rational person. I'll be like, all right, everything about my life is whack, I'm fucking shitty, I'm a piece of crap dancer, whatever the fuck. However, all of my homies are sick as fuck. And if they're willing to spend time with me, I have to, at the minimum, be decent.
You got a redeeming quality.
Exactly. So that was the only thing that really I found confidence in myself by validating others around me, and I feel like that was one of the most powerful tools I was able to teach myself through that time period. Because now, no matter how low things get, I know that if I got people like you fucks around me, I can't be that bad, or at least y'all will keep me in check. And I think that's super important for everybody's journey.
Yeah.
Amen. I love that.
For sure.
That's true. I think that's how we were able to survive so long in like on YouTube, where a lot of our peers, they leave and get sick of social media and like because they get the validation from the comments. I mean, I appreciate the comments, I appreciate our fan base and all that, but also we never really cared about the subscriber count, the view count, like
People don't believe you. But I know you're telling the truth, but they don't believe you.
Yeah, whether we're getting 8,000 views or 1 million views, like we've been on YouTube for next year's gonna be 16 years.
That's great.
And like I've loved every step of the way because it was just like, like the process of connecting with people and being able to create and just being able to live off of creating. That alone is just fucking amazing. And then like over the years you might get kind of like lost in the sauce and this is everyday life, you get too used to it. But then you go back and this, like the inner circle, like creating together, the camaraderie and then the support, the humans around me, that I think is where I get my real validation versus a lot of people who are just hitting the like button. So yeah.
But they should hit the like button.
Please.
With the algorithm,
Smash that like button.
helps with the algorithm.
Ring that bell, dude.
Make sure you hit that notification ding in the corner.
Helps a lot too. As someone who, but real quickly before Bart cuts me off.
He's like, Steve's about to say something. Let's turn it off.
No. As someone
I wanted to
who,
do this 15 minutes ago.
as
This talk is getting a little gay.
I don't have a trained eye, right? So when I watch something, like I don't necessarily know what I'm looking at. Like so, like when you're dancing, like on a video, like I don't know what's going on. But if you guys aren't in sync, I'm like, this video sucks.
That's the last thing you needed to add?
Yeah.